44 euro cents and 64 pence sterling.
For more on finance news, we're joined now by Rod North from Bourse Communications. Rod, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, we just saw the Wall Street drop there overnight, so it's continuing its jumpy ride.
Yeah, well, that was a bit of a surprise because we've really just come off the back of a 3-week rally. So to see the market drop 247 points last night, it's got to be a significant reason for that. And it gets back to the fact that the G20 finance ministers are still arguing really over resolving the European debt crisis issue. And I think this is just a continuation of what we've been seeing for months now. When we think there's going to be some sort of clearer resolution, you're getting a lot more arguments coming in. In this particular case, it was the German finance G20 members that were arguing over some issues that relate to that refinancing. And of course, this sort of will affect our market today as well. We were getting quite a head of steam up. Our market's been up about 10% since it reached its low point about 6 to 8 weeks ago. We had a good rise yesterday of 1.6%. So, of course, our futures will be indicating that we'll see our market probably drop about 70 points or 1.5% today.
Now, the market's very keen on those Reserve Bank board minutes out today that will give some indication, hopefully, of where interest rates are going.
Yes, and it was interesting because just reading the statement from the last meeting, it sort of left the door open. Again, it relates to the whole issue of European debt. Also, one of the key things that the Reserve Bank will be watching will be the release of the inflation figures that will come out at the end of the month, and also really keeping an eye on that employment rate, which we did see drop to 5.2%, so that was quite encouraging. But it's going to be interesting because there's a bit of history in the next meeting because it'll be 12 months since the Reserve Bank put the rates up 25 basis points.
And then put a dampener on Melbourne Cup Day as well.
Exactly, and then the banks put an even bigger dampener because they raised the rates another 20 basis points. But the interesting thing is, over the last 5 years, at every Cup Day Reserve Bank meeting, the rates have either gone up or down. Nice. So that sort of gives you a bit of historical context as to what might be happening there.
And no one doubts that the Telstra shareholders will rubber stamp this NBN deal?
Oh, I don't. I think that's really pretty much a foregone conclusion. I think that'll go through. But it's going to be the AGM season, you know, starting at the end of this week. That's going to be quite interesting to watch, particularly over that issue in relation to executive remuneration and how that's going to be dealt with, of course, with the new legislation. So I think people will be keen to sort of keep an eye out for that.
Rod North, always good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.